Hello and welcome back to another video for the news for this week. Starting things off, we have Boeing entering the news for some good reasons this time, as they now want to get into the business of making flying cars. Now, this hasn't been a shocker recently, as a couple of years ago they did launch a prototype, but as of earlier this week, aka last week, they did set up a research base in Nagoya in Japan, as they want to launch their first prototype from there in Japan. So it looks that Boeing is getting some positive news this year. And now, secondly, this week, Air India have announced that they will be flying their A350 on their first international route between New Delhi and Dubai. And now we wonder where else Air India has plans to send their A350s. And now moving on to more 737 MAX problems, as I literally was giving Boeing the credit earlier on, as I do film these over a couple of days, we now see Boeing having a new problem. There is now a potential airworthiness directive being set for the MAX 8. And as Simple Flying reports, it is something to do with the standby power control unit that is on the MAX, or the SPCU. Now, not many aircraft will be affected in this, as again, as Simple Flying reports, is that only 79 aircraft within the United States could be affected by this, so there could be more around the world. And it's also not that much to fix these problems with the MAX as well. And the final rule for this will be in August, but I am not sure on that. And the aircraft will not be grounded. And now moving on, still not good news for Boeing, as in our next topic, United Airlines this week has also said they're going to be converting 737 MAX 10 orders down to MAX 8s, which again resembles, as they did say earlier on in the year, that they will not be using the 737 MAX 10 in their future fleet plan. This being after what happened at the start of the year, on the first week of the year, when they had to ground their 737 MAX 9s because of what happened at the start of the year with the Alaska 737 MAX 9. So again, it's another heavy hit for Boeing. And moving on to Boeing again, this is another very big Boeing heavy news video for this week. But moving on now, we are looking that Boeing has now released their first quarterly results, which right now is painting a bleak picture on what we have seen at the company for the first couple of months. And they have reported actually a loss for this couple of months, which maybe for some people, was understandable. And the loss is at $355 million for this first quarter. And of course, this being with the problem they faced at the very first week of 2024 with the Alaska door plug blowout. So now it's up to see what happens in the second quarter of this year. And now moving on to Aviation. Aviation this week have said they will be placing an order for undisclosed, but either the A321 LR or the A321 XLR for some long-range-ish routes to potentially the Middle East or out to India and maybe as far out as Africa, as they want to be flying to potentially Riyadh, Dubai, New Delhi, Lagos, and they would like to fly out to these destinations to expand their route network outside of the EU, since that's predominantly, that's all pretty much where they fly to. And now moving on to Indigo, who have placed an order this week for brand new A350s, and on which note, placing the order, this will be through a lease, and up to 100 aircraft have been selected for this, of which only 70 aircraft are actually proper orders, while the other 70 are options for the jet. And deliveries beginning in 2027. And now moving on to Etihad, and Etihad this week have also said they'll be adding A380 services to Paris Charles de Gaulle. This does come after they have added service once again to New York JFK. recently added this week, and now this will add, of course, London, which started last summer. And this will add more capacity as they already fly the A350-1000 on the Abu Dhabi to Paris route. And with this, I would now like to thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.